Democratic attorney Julian Epstein on last night was telling Democrats, you got to calm down. This might not be good for you. Listen.
I think, Democrats are sort of celebrating, saying, this is a done deal. You quoted what Hakeem Jeffries said. This is part of criminal activity. This is part of the ongoing criminal activity. I think that's a big mistake for Democrats because it just makes the Democratic Party look very political. It reinforces the argument that that Trump has made, that this is all a witch hunt.
He sees warnings. Have you talked to many Democrats that feel the same way?
Not many, because, they seem to smile and snicker and they feel so good about it. When the Washington Post comes out with an article talking about how the impeachment has begun on day one of his presidency, literally when Donald Trump was inaugurated, you kind of think that maybe the fix is in, that that's all they're going to do is try to tear him down. They go after MAGA Republicans as if there are tens of millions of people who don't love their country, and to just continually to go after him. The press conference last night, middle of the night, not a lot of confidence in this prosecutor, puts out a fictitious article, a fictitious one on their website, and then all of a sudden it pops up later, and then she's doing this thing at 10, 11 o'clock at night. It just makes no sense, Brian, because there's an unequal application of justice. That's the rub. They don't go after the Democrats with the same vigor that they do Republicans.
The problem with her, Willis, Fannie Willis, she had a fundraiser for one of the opponents who's actually a target of this investigation. So she had a fundraiser for the opponent while she's prosecuting somebody that was just named last night. And she also goes on a photo shoot right before this, panics, I guess, when they had the premature release that Reuters reported, and then had this 11 o'clock announcement. You had 2.5 years, and you got to wait till 11 o'clock on a Monday to announce it. And then she puts out a meme, retweets a meme about Lindsey Graham. I mean, does anyone think she's an arbiter of justice?
Yeah, it's hard to believe that she's serious. They put out this document before the grand jury has voted. So the grand jury's voted. She's already put it out there, then calls it back, says it's fictitious. It made no sense. And again, she was doing fundraisers, sent out a fundraising email in the last couple days right before this. And why did they have to wait 2.5 years, more than 2.5 years? They're going to do this and say, oh, I want to have the trial in February of next year, right smack in the middle of the election, the primary election. Again, there's just no confidence in why in the world did you not go after a single Democrat for the same charge? And Stacey Abrams, she's the example number one.
She would not confirm or deny that she's collaborating with Jack Smith.
Satisfaction may be that the system is working, that all of the efforts by Donald Trump, his allies, and his enablers to try to silence the truth, to try to undermine democracy, have been brought into the light, and justice is being pursued.
One of the things that we've learned by living it in these past few years is that democracy needs the trust of the people.
That's right.
That the system of democracy at its heart is the idea that the people get to decide how we are governed.
Hillary Clinton and Rachel Maddow wasting no time weighing in on Donald Trump's indictment, oblivious to their own background. It's his fourth indictment, of course, but critics warn Democrats should not be celebrating too early. Fox News contributor, former GOP Congressman Jason Chaffetz joins us now. I watched you last night, Jason. I saw how incensed you were. What do you think now, seeing that people seem to be on the left seem to be gloating about a fourth indictment when the polls seem to show the president, former president, beating the current president in most battleground states and running away with the Republican nomination?
Well, to listen to Hillary Clinton say that the way she did, that's pretty rich. Between myself and Trey Gowdy, we issued the letters and the subpoenas, and then she destroyed the documents, and nothing happened. The FBI tiptoed around her. They gave out 5 immunity agreements with no cooperation requirement. They did not pursue her. And she was one of the biggest election deniers out there. She was out there saying that Donald Trump was an illegitimate president. president. And I've heard a lot of Democrats out there say that. Probably the most egregious example to me is Stacey Abrams. You know, Stacey Abrams ran for governor and was beaten by Brian Kemp. It is Kemp that is the governor. But she's never accepted that. She talked about how illegitimate that was. You compare what she said, what she did, to what Donald Trump did, and then try to tell me and convince us that there's equal justice in this country. It does not add up.